Hey everyone, my name is Claire. Welcome to my channel. I'm glad you could be here. Today is a very exciting day, as I'm sure you all know. If you've been following my channel for any amount of time, or Wheel of Time in general for any amount of time, you know that yesterday the Amazon Prime TV show premiered. Over this weekend there's going to be a lot of content on my channel that's Wheel of Time related. I'm going to be uploading separate videos for each of the 3 episodes. So without any further ado, let's jump right into it. So, a little backstory if you're new. I've been following Wheel of Time since about January now. That's when I started the series. I've finished the first 4 books, which I've all reviewed on this channel, which you can check out. And I'm into book 5 now. I've also been following the history of the production of the TV show, which has been done by Amazon. And I've been talking about that on my channel as well, which you can check out. Pretty nifty. But yeah, today, this morning, I watched episode 1 and wanted to talk about it. This isn't going to be super long, hopefully, fingers crossed. Knowing me, I might ramble for a bit, but I just wanted to talk about some of my pros and cons, and I kind of narrowed it down to 2 aspects that I want to focus on, which for me is both a reader and a viewer of books and television respectively, that I'm looking for, which is the kind of character plot aspect of things. So that's number 1, characters, plot, and then the look of it. So I am somebody who likes the look of things, I guess, but yeah, things like costume, setting, special effects, that kind of stuff are important to me when I watch TV shows. So overall, so that you can, skip to your next Wheel of Time video right after this, this is my overall thought about episode 1. I am a little bit conflicted. There was a lot of things that I did like, but there were also some things that kind of messed me up or like tripped me up in ways that I wasn't ready for. I mean, this video is not going to have any of my concrete opinions. This is just the first episode. It's the first act of a very long movie, essentially. I still want to wait for more episodes to come out, for me to see more episodes before I actually make an educated opinion about whether or not I liked this episode or how it sets up everything, because I think it's unfair to do that when you don't know how it's going to pay off what it set up in this episode. It's not that I'm not excited, I just want to be hesitant so that I'm not like building up expectations and then having them not be met. Which aspects of this first episode were kind of like that, but we'll jump into it. So, first of all, what I really liked, and I kind of had a feeling I was going to like, is a lot of the acting, characterizations, the way the characters look. Immediately was really won over by a lot of the main characters in this first episode. I'm super interested in all the main 5, Perrin, Mat, Rand, Egwene, and Nynaeve. I thought all of them were super great. There's some stuff that I'm not too hot on, but we'll get into that. And then also the surrounding characters. I really liked Tam. I thought that was super great. Lan, super into. I'm like totally invested. I'm like, this is exactly what I wanted. And Moiraine, I'm still testing the water, so to speak. I'm still not 100% sure about how I'm feeling about her like look / characterization so far in the first 45 minutes of this TV show. So take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, overall that for me is the strongest. The characters just really came alive and I was like, oh, I know who these people are. I'm just excited. So that was really strong for me. The plot, I think it does a good job of kind of encapsulating those first 10 chapters of Eye of the World, right up until the episode's namesake, which is leave taking. That chapter when they're vamoosing out of Emond's Field. But yeah, some small parts of that I really liked. I really liked Egwene's ceremony entrance into the woman's circle. I thought that was super cool. I loved that it kind of highlighted the way that they viewed the community in Emond's Field, and I thought that was super awesome. I also really liked the Beltane ceremony with the lanterns. I thought that was super cute. I liked all of them on the river, and then Tam and Rand's up in the mountain. I thought that was really good. Yeah, overall, I thought the pacing was pretty good. I think they hit some important plot points that they needed to, and yeah, I felt it was good. I was like, this is cool. There was some stuff I was on the fence about, and there was a couple things that I was like not too hot on. But like as I've been saying, it's hard to know, like it's hard to like or dislike these things if I don't know where they're going, because obviously the creators probably have an idea in mind when doing this. But on the fence. I'm on the fence about the following. The decision to focus on Emond's Field during the Trolloc attack as opposed to Rand and Tam. You know, they go away and then there's the attack, and then it's mostly follows Rand as he's going back. I understand that there's probably some desire to keep it ambiguous about who the Chosen One is, and Robert Jordan makes it pretty clear in the first book who it is. So I can understand that, but I really enjoyed that sequence of getting to know Rand in that way and having that kind of survivalist, like that mini big journey that he goes on to reach Emond's Field again with his father. Do with that what you will. Again, it's not that I hated the Emond's Field focus, I just really like in the book the journey that Rand goes on. And I know they do focus on Rand for like a hot second when they're at the table, and then the Trolloc like bursts in and they have the close-up on the little heron mark on the sword. But I was hoping it would be like, that would be the bulk of that, would be them, as it is in the book. Am I mad? Not necessarily. Second, I wasn't super a fan of, I don't know, it's not that I'm not a fan, I'm just on the fence about how they have like the Trolloc yank Nynaeve by the hair and she just whoop, yoinks away, and then everyone thinks she's dead. I don't know. After watching the first episode, I returned to, you know, the sacred text just to see how well my memory was, because like I said, I read this first book, Eye of the World, in February, so it was a while. So yeah, I just went back to refresh myself, and yeah, the idea that Nynaeve is there in Emond's Field after the attack, helping her fellow village people, the people under her care. I just don't know, I'm not sure why they made it seem like she's dead right off the bat. Obviously they're probably going somewhere with that. I'm just not sure what that is yet. And then the other one that I'm like less on the fence and more just a straight up dislike, I could still be on the fence about this, it depends on what they do with it, is like why they killed Perrin's girlfriend. Like, I don't, like, it was just like the I'm just flustered. It's just like she appears and instantly, if you've watched any amount of TV, you know, you're like, oh, she's gonzo's, she's done. Like, it was so clear to me that like her only purpose was she was gonna get I keep wanting to say nerfed. She's gonna get killed, and it was gonna be like this big moment. And I was like, oh yeah, the Trollocs are gonna kill her. And then Perrin kills her, and I was like, what is going on? I was just confused for that whole portion. That like mini arc is what I'm most curious to know what people think of. Just for me, it was like so out of left field. He just swings, and then she's like gutted, both literally and figuratively. And like she was upset earlier in the episode, and I don't understand why. She had like one line, and I don't know. I think they're gonna have to do a lot of work to convince me that that was like a justifiable and cool thing to do for the first episode. And I was like, who is this? What is going on? I don't know. I just was not super into that. If you have thoughts, you can let me know what you thought about that. The only thing though about this that is positive is that all three of them have concrete relations or conversations with a woman. So we ain't gonna have any of that oh, I wish I knew how to talk to girls like my friends do moments, which I hated in like the first book for sure, the second book for sure. It's like not my vibe in the book, and I really didn't like it. I remember talking about it on here. So, but we have concrete evidence that they all know how to talk to women. So there's gonna be none of that, por favor. So that was exciting. But the rest of that whole sequence, I was like, why? But let me know what you think. Anyways, the bulk of that is to say that there were some choices that were choices, but overall I thought the pacing was good. I think it covered what it needed to cover, and yeah, I was interested in the plot. I mean, at this point when I was reading the book, I felt the same way. I was like, okay, this is like the setup. It's not like extraordinary. It's not like super wildly cool or innovative, but I'm like into the look of it. I've heard rumblings, both in my comments section and in like other Wheel of Time videos I've watched, that this TV show is not going for strictly the same aesthetic as the book, which was very much in the spirit of English Renaissance kind of look, atmosphere for the world. This TV show is a little bit more ambiguous, a little bit more apocalyptic, just a little different. And I'm not sure that that's really my vibe. I love anything that uses historical references to be like really accurate and like really like draw heavily on those historical aspects. So I was really hoping for like Ren Fair style, like really, like I really wanted like a Renaissance kind of vibe, like the dresses and the like the outfits and the shoes and the houses and the weapons and the hair, like all that kind of stuff. And this kind of came off a little bit more bland than I was hoping, of like, okay, everyone wears like a shift dress, which looks like you could have worn it in 1250 or, you know, 2021. Like a lot of these clothes had like this kind of mix of modern, medieval, futuristic, like there was like all these different inspirations coming in that it just made it kind of wash out and look ambiguous. So I wasn't super a fan of that. I wish that they had made stronger choices and committed to like a clearer era. I think for me personally, that just would have been more visually engaging. But you can let me know what you think about that, if I'm just being nitpicky or not. That's just something I love in television, is when they make strong choices and commit to like an aesthetic. But I digress. Other aspects. I talked about this in my previous video when I reviewed Dune, the most recent movie, and how that movie makes a lot, like the scale of that movie is huge, makes you feel like you're entering into this world as opposed to this world has been created for this movie alone. And this TV show, while they had like a lot of huge scale moments, like where you're looking at nature and stuff like that, a lot of the smaller moments, like where we're actually like actor to actor talking, there's dialogue or things like that, it felt small in a way that it felt like you were on a set, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Like I'm not trying to say that this is real, but like you do want like a level of it to feel the broader world. Like you want to feel the broader world living around this moment in time, which the book does really well. And I don't know if at this point the TV show is doing really well. Like the Emond's Field set looked like a set. It didn't look like a larger piece, like a village that was existed in that moment of time, that had roots. It looked like it had been built for this scene or for this TV show. Obviously, I know everyone's trying to avoid the other big names in fantasy, but I can't help but mention the feel of Lord of the Rings, the Shire, all of the, like Rivendell, all of these locations felt so well thought out and well built that they actually existed, as opposed to you really didn't feel like you were on a set when you're watching that movie. And for me, I got a little bit of those set vibes, whereas you would want it to feel like it's existed before, during, and after what you're seeing, that it has a real reality, a real tangible quality to it, which I did not get as much with this. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. That's just how I felt. Obviously everyone else is going to feel differently. I've not seen any reviews, I've not watched any reviews or anything like that, so that this is just like 100% my rambling. So I might go on the internet after this and be like, wow, everybody else totally thinks differently than me, and I'm totally in the minority. that's fine. With that being said, that's the bulk of my review. I'm not going to give it really a score or anything like that. I'm still trying to suss out what the situation is. I'm enjoying it. I'm looking forward to watching the next episodes. I'm looking forward to reviewing the next episodes. I'm just going to need a little bit more convincing to be really 100% in this world, which I want to be in the world. I'm just not quite there yet. That's my review. It's good, but it's not getting me to the place where I'm fully committed to the world yet. But those are my thoughts. Leave your own thoughts in the comments below. How you feel like this stacks up to the book, how you feel like the TV show is going. Try and keep spoilers to a minimum. I know this video is spoiler filled, but future stuff, because I do like to read the comments. So, for my sake. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be back in the next 24 to 36 hours with another one reviewing episode 2, and after that reviewing episode 3. And then every week after, till the end of the TV show, which is December 24th, I think, I'll be reviewing once a week the episodes as they come out. So, without any further ado, if you like this video, leave a like, leave a comment, which I already mentioned. Subscribe if you want to keep up to date with my videos, with my reviews. All of the reviews will be put into a playlist. So yeah, this is super exciting. I'm super excited to keep doing this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye everybody.